Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel Father Son Chronicles once again. Now before we get started with this chess video, I want to tell you guys something. Have you guys ever had any problems like in the end games where you have traded all your pawns and now you have just a rook and king remaining, or you have a queen and king remaining and your opponent only has a king remaining? I'm sure many of you have had these types of problems, and many of you might not know how to checkmate, like with the king and the queen versus the only king, or king and rook versus the lonely king. I'm gonna show how to checkmate with a king and a queen first and against a lonely king, and then I'm gonna show you how to checkmate with a king as well as a rook. So without any hurries, let's get started with this chess video. First, what you're gonna do, wherever your opponent's king is, you're gonna put the queen in knight opposition, and here knight opposition would be to d3. And now black can move anywhere. Let's say he moves to c6, and now what you're gonna do, you're gonna copy every single move that black does. Black moved up one square, we're also gonna move one square. Black moved this way, we're also gonna move this way. Black moved in front, we will also move in front. Black moves in front again, we will move in front again. Now let's say black now moves to a8. Now instead of like taking this space directly, like when the black king is in this position right here, it's like cornered here in this diagonal, you have, I mean not this diagonal, this corner here, you cannot copy this move again and do this, because that will be a draw. See, that's actually a draw because the king cannot move anywhere, so you should not play that, and instead you should play b5, or here you can say one square more than a knight opposition, and it should be in such a way that like your kings, like the black king still has two squares to move. So now let's say black moves to a7. Now we bring our king a8, and now we're just gonna go here. Now you see this position. Now there's a checkmate in one with this queen, just like in b7, just like that. See, this is such a beautiful, that's how like you get these types of queen checkmates. Now just a minute, and that's how you can do this. So yeah, you can follow these steps, and you can also do these types of queen and rook checkmates in your games as well. So now let's start a new analysis. I need to just set up this position, so just give me some time. Just a minute guys. Oh sorry. Okay, so let's remove this. I'm gonna keep the king here and then the rook right here. So you guys see this position. I'm gonna remove this king and put it here. So do you guys see this position is loaded? Now it's white to move, and white has to just checkmate black with this rook here. Now what you're gonna do, you're going to try to maintain horizontal or vertical opposition with the opponent king here. And opposition actually means you have one square of like distance between you and the other king. And so can you guys find the vertical opposition here? It's king to d3. Now let's say black moves here. You're gonna keep doing vertical opposition like this. Now let's say he moves to d6. You're also gonna move to d4. Now let's say he moves back to he can play to like d7, and now you're gonna push this rook, blocking of this rank right here. Now the king can only play through this rank, and let's say moves to d8, and now we have to push the king here. See, this is a small gap we have created here, and now they can move to d7, but now we can play rook to e6 now, and they're forced to move back, and they can do this, and then we will push the king to d6 for giving a vertical opposition here. Now black's only choice is to move to c8, and now what you're gonna do, you're gonna completely corner this king by playing there's like two mate in 4 here. You can either play rook to e7, and now black can move to b8 or d8. But if they move to d8, let's say, then you're gonna push your rook here, and now let's say they move away, you're gonna like get this side. Now let's say they move like here, you're gonna keep doing the opposition here, and they're gonna keep moving here, gonna move here. They can move to b8, you're gonna move to b8. They can move to a8. Now you see, this is the position, and it's mate in one with the move rook to h8. That's a checkmate. Now before this, let me just quickly arrange this position. Yep, so this was the position, right? There's also like another you could do mate. This is a mate in 3. This is a short one. By moving your rook directly to e1, planning on these attacks here or these attacks, depending on where the king like moves here or here. If the king moves here, you play directly there. If the king moves that side, then you can directly put the rook on this side. Now black is forced to move to, or they can also move to sorry, they cannot move to e8 really because of this rook. Sorry, I just did not see that. They have to move to c8, and now what you're gonna do, you're gonna push it to b1, and now king has no choice but to move to d8, and boom, checkmate. It's checkmate, guys. Look, I know it does not show because I just showed it in the same game, but it's actually checkmate. The king cannot move to e7, to c7, or to even e8 or c8. So that's, as you can see, checkmate. So that's how you basically checkmate with a white rook or a white queen. Like your position is king and rook versus a lonely king, or a king and queen versus a lonely black king, or anything, the position can be in any color. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and just hit that subscribe button like your life depends on it. And just I'm really happy that you guys watch my videos now. And yeah, so that's gonna be it. So till now, we will meet again. Bye bye.